If you're a smartphone retailer, you already know that offering installment plans isn't really a choice anymore, it's a necessity. But, and this is a big but, behind that promise of more sales, there's a serious financial risk. Today, we're going to dig into that hidden drain on your business and, more importantly, talk about how to fix it. So let's just start with a really direct question. I want you to think about your EMI business. Is it actually making you money, or is it just making you busy? Busy chasing payments, busy managing all the risk. That distinction is absolutely crucial for the health of your business. All right, so here's our game plan. We're going to walk through 5 key areas. We'll start with why EMI is so essential, then uncover the hidden costs. We'll look at why the old ways are failing, and then we'll reframe the entire problem before we explore what real modern protection actually looks like.
Okay, first things first. Let's get on the same page about this. Offering installment plans, or EMI, it's not a nice to have anymore. It's a fundamental requirement if you want to grow in today's market. Period. And you know this. Whether you're in Saudi Arabia, the UAE, or anywhere else in the GCC, your customers expect flexible payment options. It's just how business is done now. Offering EMIs is how you drive up your sales volume, it's how you meet what customers want, and frankly, it's how you compete with the big retail chains. It is the key to a huge part of the market. But with all that growth comes a really significant and often unspoken risk. This is the part of the business that can keep you up at night. It's that hidden cost that's attached to every single phone you sell on an installment plan. And this slide, well, it shows the dilemma perfectly. On one side, you've got the incredible promise of EMI, right? More sales, a real competitive edge, more customers walking in the door. But on the other side, you've got the tough reality, constant payment delays, the headache of trying to recover phones, and the huge financial stress it puts on you and your business. And I'm willing to bet this sounds painfully familiar. It's a story we hear over and over again. The customer seems great at first, totally reliable, but then the excuses begin. Next week turns into next week, and the week after that. Pretty soon your calls aren't getting answered, and in the worst cases, poof, the customer and your phone are just gone, leaving you to take the loss. So this leads us to a really difficult truth. In this market today, the traditional ways we've all used to secure a sale, they just aren't enough anymore. They don't protect your business. And you know exactly what I'm talking about. The usual toolkit for a retailer. A handshake, a verbal promise, maybe you write down a little agreement, you take a copy of their ID. At the end of the day, all of it just boils down to one thing: simple trust. But how reliable has that really been for you? Let's just be blunt about it. These methods offer zero real enforceable protection. When a customer decides they're not going to pay, that promise or that piece of paper, it gives you almost no power without getting into some really uncomfortable and time-wasting arguments. And you can see the damage this causes right here. The impact isn't just about the money. I mean, yes, it creates terrible cash flow problems, for sure. But it's also about the daily stress of making those follow-up calls. And maybe the worst part? It creates a fear of expansion. You start to hesitate before offering EMI to the next customer, and that stops your business from growing. Okay, so this next point is absolutely crucial. We have to start reframing how we think about this. The problem isn't necessarily bad customers. The real problem is a bad system, or more accurately, the lack of a system altogether. Just think about it for a second. When a payment gets missed, what's our first instinct? To blame the customer, right? But what if the blame actually lies somewhere else? What if the real problem is that gap between you making the sale and you securing the payment? We call this the protection gap, and what it is, it's the absence of a neutral, automatic system that protects the asset, the phone itself, for the entire time the customer is paying it off. This is the real source of your risk. It's not a personal problem, it's a systemic one. So that brings us to the solution. If that's the problem, what does a modern, effective shield for you, the retailer, actually look like? What should the new standard for secure EMI sales be? Well, any real solution has to meet these 4 critical standards. No exceptions. Number 1, it has to protect the phone while the payments are active. 2, it has to do this without any harassment or aggressive tactics. 3, and this is completely non-negotiable, it must never, ever delete or compromise customer data. And finally, number 4, it has to maintain, not destroy, your relationship with that customer. Because look, the ultimate goal here isn't just to get your money back.
It's to create an environment where you can offer these installment plans with total confidence, knowing you have a reliable, professional safety net in place. It's about letting your business run smoothly and grow without all that fear. The market has definitely changed. The risks are different now, and those old methods of trust and paperwork, they just don't cut it anymore. So the real question you have to ask yourself now is your business actually prepared for the future of retail protection?